Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of set number 75140. We have the Resistance Troop Transporter. It's from the second wave of sets from The Force Awakens, and it comes with some awesome minifigures. I just got it for half price on the LEGO store, and I'm sure you might be able to get it there still. This one and the Darth Vader's TIE vs. A-Wing are both on half price, so if you're interested in either of those, then you might want to go to the LEGO store. Not sponsored or anything. So let's take a look at the back of the box as well. You can see it comes with Admiral Akbar, some more Resistance Troopers, and obviously Leia, which is an awesome addition. Some pretty cool features, and I like the box design as always. But let's get it open, see the bags, the instruction manual. So here we go, we've got bags 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We also have a massive sheet of stickers here. There's about 30 on there at least, and I know they make good addition to the set, so I'm not too bothered about that. And underneath all that we have an instruction manual, which unfortunately is a bit bent, which is a shame, but I'll put it under a book or something and flatten that out. So yeah, here it is by itself, and it goes up to about 80 pages, which is good. It has a couple of bits in the back which have features and inventory. Looks like there's some nice pieces in there. So without further ado, I'm going to build the set and I'll be back with the full review of it. So now getting on to the main part of the review, just a bit of information about the set. It's ages 8 to 14 and it has a piece count of 646, and it's set number 75140, as I think I said at the beginning when I unboxed it. So that's a bit of information about the set. Now I'll give you my opinion. I think this is a great set, and if you can get it within the next few weeks before it retires, and whilst it's still on this half price deal, you can get it for £30, and it usually retails for 60. I'm not sure what it is in dollars, but I'm guessing it's about 70. So you can get a great discount on this set here, and I think it's really worth picking up for that. Definitely worth that price. It's a really nice one to add to your Force Awakens / New Trilogy sets, and I think it really goes well with the film. So before I talk any more about the set, let's first take a look at the minifigures. So firstly we have Admiral Akbar, who looks really cool there with his see-through mug, which is a nice addition. It's not really necessary, but he looks pretty good when you pose him drinking it. There we go. His head printing is what I'll start off with. It's not just printing, it's a mould, and it looks great. And let me just say that differently. It's a mould. Not that good. You can see he looks a bit different to his original Return of the Jedi appearance, and I like how he's got this fairly new uniform rather than the original white one, which makes him look more part of the Resistance rather than the nice sleek Mon Calamari look. His eyes sticking out the side, and I love those, and his gun looks pretty cool. Moving down into the torso, it's quite plain, and he has a nice belt. The only thing I don't like about this section is the way that they've carried over the top part here down to there, as the colours faded a bit, and it just doesn't look quite right. He comes with a regular small blaster pistol. You spin him around, you can see the back printing is quite plain. He has not much on there, just the back of his mould, which is really nicely shaped, and then the back of most sort of jackets that officers wear. So moving on to Princess Leia. Now for Leia, she looks really nice, and she has the green and the purple colours. I think the green is done a bit too light, as if you look back at some pictures of the film, it's a lot more dark green, but they've used the sand green colour, and I think that's pretty cool. She's a nicely detailed belt, and her purple jacket is done perfectly in my opinion. She has no leg printing, which I don't think is a problem, because if I remember correctly, her legs weren't detailed in any way. Then her head has that nice smirk on it, which is perfect for her, I think, and then her eyes are nice. She has definitely more wrinkles than she would have before, but that makes sense, and she looks a bit more aged, which is perfectly fine. Her hair is the same as the mould from the Imperial Shot of Tydirium set, except in the slightly lighter colour. And if we spin her around, you'll see she has that shaped hairpiece. And then on the back it's a similarly plain one with the negative space here, and back of her hair is separated into those two sort of bun things. Looks pretty cool. So now for the two resistance troopers together. I love these guys, but I think I need a few more in the picture. That many? That many? That many? This many? Another one for good luck? I think that's enough joking around. Let's take a look at these guys. So, as I said, they both come with the nice new gunmetal grey guns, which also came with the first order transporter, and I really like them because it's a bit more realistic. They also have some very nice printings, and I especially like the guy on the left because he's different to all of the other minifigures, which I just showed. And he has, as usual, the chin strap thing, which goes up, and the also indented yellow helmet visor piece, which is very nice, and I like how that's done. But they still have some uniformity, as they're a very similar colour scheme. Their faces look different enough, and they have the same colour trousers. These guys are neither of these guys are wearing gloves, and I quite like that because it has some variety from the ones from the battle pack. Two of which were, two of which weren't. So now the back of the minifigures. Around the side, that's the side view of the helmet. So that guy has a continuation of his jacket with a hood sort of thing, and I quite like that side. But I have to say I prefer this guy from the back because it just has more detail from the munitions belt or whatever he's carrying. So that's it for these guys. And now we're going to go into the main part of the set, the actual vehicle. So, starting off with the general design aesthetic, I think this set actually looks really cool. And if you read Star Wars The Force Awakens, a visual dictionary, which is a really great book, you'll notice that the person who designed this ship commented that it was very similar in design and that he had taken inspiration of it from the UK, and I'm not sure about the US, but there's a helicopter called the Chinook, which I'm sure you've all seen, which has double helicopter blades, one on each end of the ship. So if you look at it from this perspective, where you turn it on its side, then you might start to see the similarities. And take a look at a picture of the ship if you like to, and you'll see that it's quite similar. I think it also is very similar to the B-Wing, and they've taken certain sections from it, such as the cockpit section and possibly this section here. So overall, I like how the ship's sort of been patched together from previous craft that they've had. And now let's get on to some of the features. The cockpit, which I said is obviously based loosely off the B-Wing design, uses a very clever mechanism to open it up. Obviously it's quite difficult to open it up this way, you can't really get a grip on it, so you can use this little wheel here on the side, which very nicely just opens it up like this if you roll the wheel, and that just allows it to be lifted up quite easily. And you can see there's a resistance trooper in there manning the ship, piloting it. So you also have some stickers on here. This set has a lot of stickers, as I mentioned earlier, and they're not too difficult to apply, and they actually add to it quite a lot, so that's pretty good. Next, the most notable feature of the set, which is the door, which obviously comes down as it does in the film. And when you open the lid up, or the roof up, which you can do here, you'll see that everyone is there inside. So there's that one resistance trooper guarding Admiral Akbar and Princess Leia, or General Leia, up to you. I think these are all great minifigures, as I mentioned earlier, and they look cool in the ship. Admiral Akbar is drinking coffee from his clear mug, so that's pretty cool. His tongue can't repel flavour of that magnitude. Tell me if you get that reference. It's not to episode 6, but something else, so comment down below on that. So that's basically it from the inside, but I'll give you an aerial view now, so you get an idea of what is inside. And there you go. As you can see, there isn't too much space, just enough so you can fit a bunch of people in. You have the whole crew with Han, Rey, Finn. I'm sure they haven't travelled in it yet, but they probably will in the future. And there's space for about 5 or 6 minifigures at least. And you can fit more in, but they're not quite as cozy in that situation. Inside there are some nice stickers, like there, and I think there might be one around the back there, which are just control panels of the inside of the ship, which just add a bit to it every time you have an extra one. So overall, this is a pretty good interior for a ship which doesn't really matter about the interior because it's more of a utility thing, and it actually looks quite luxury inside, fit for a princess or general. So now let's look at some of the other features. The only other feature that the ship really has is these spring-loaded shooters, which are around the back, which you can see just there, and you can fire them like that. And there you go. And that's the front view of it. So firing it again from the back, this is what it will look like when it fires. And actually, I've noticed a tendency with these spring-loaded shooters not to want to fire, as this one's doing at the moment, which is strange because that doesn't usually happen. I forgot to mention how nice the back of the ship looks. It has this massive piece here, which makes it great for holding, and you can swoosh the ship around as much as you like, and that's really easy. Then you've got the spring-loaded shooters there, some nice aesthetic fins here, and then if I zoom in again, you can see the engine section. It looks really cool, and you build it up on these sort of, I can't remember what they're called, they're sort of fence pieces in a way, and they give it a sort of jumped up view or a lifted up view, so it's extending out from the back of the ship. You can see just how many stickers there are. That's all a sticker there. There's a sticker there. There's stickers on either side of these fin pieces on the side, and they're everywhere. But I think this ship needs them, and without it it'd be quite plain. So overall that's good, and now that's pretty much it. So let's go into my final thoughts for the set. So as far as my thoughts go in terms of this set, I think it's a wonderful addition to a Force Awakens collection, and in general it's one of my favourite sets which I have, especially considering the £30 that I got it for, and I think you should really consider getting it. It comes with some excellent minifigures, and they're all pretty accurate. Admiral Akbar comes with that nice cup as well as a gun, and the other guys come with the new-ish gunmetal grey guns, which should be nice to get with some of the Force Awakens sets. I think all round it looks really cool. It has cool features, and it has nice touches like that cockpit opening feature which I showed earlier. It has a really nice design, and I especially like the back of the ship which I showed earlier. It uses a lot of stickers, but I think that's justified because they've been used well, and in places where without the stickers it would look quite bland. And they've also managed to add detail using bricks in these areas which I think look really nice. That's just a plate stuck onto some of the headlight sort of bricks. The spring-loaded shooters are excellently integrated there. You can barely see them, and it's the same story from behind. And I like the two side parts, especially the fact that they're inspired by the B-Wing, as well as the Chinook helicopter, which I found very interesting to read because I really like Chinooks as part of our Air Force, and I think it's only right that they should be inspiring Star Wars vehicles as well. So that's it for this review of the set. I would really recommend you get it, and I think I'm going to end this video here. So remember to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.